so apparently this is my cue to turn it down. And I'm not going to make you guys dance. Exactly. Before the bar opens, that is. As soon as that's open, it's all over. So Stacy came up here and did an amazing job, did she not? Seriously. I have the pleasure of working with Stacy for 2 years, an amazing person, amazing business owner, a wealth of knowledge, as many of you know. And so Stacy came up here and gave you guys a little sense of motivation, would you say? Yeah, get you charged a little? Well, I got a little bit of bad news. I'm bringing the work. So, get your workbooks out, turn to page 31. You'll probably need 31, 32, 33, because for those of you who attended my webinar recently, about a month ago with team, any of you? I know a handful of you did because you mentioned it. I talk a million miles an hour. I can't help it, okay? It's scary. They're recording it, yes? Everybody gets the recordings. We'll be good. But I got a lot of information to share with you, and I'm using 2 clickers, so you're going to see me trying to navigate 2 pieces of device at the same time. This is skills here. But that being said, I got a lot of information to share with you guys today, and I'm super excited because here's the deal, guys. You know, marketing is probably, in my opinion, one of the most important hats that you wear in your business. Would you agree? Yeah. There's a lot of hats we all wear as small business owners, but marketing is one of the most important hats that we wear. So today I'm going to share with you, I'm really going to kind of pull back the curtain of our business and share with you what we found that has worked to help our business scale and grow. When I first originally started, I was a solopreneur like many of you, and I was wearing all the hats in my business. And over the last 5.5 years, I've been able to scale and grow our team to about 13 team members. In 5.5, yeah, right? I think it's like, I'll pat myself. Huge accomplishments. For those of us who have grown our business, we know the kind of work that it takes to do that, right? So I'm going to pull back the curtain of our business, and I'm going to share with you our system to scaling and growing your business to $1 million a year. All right? So, I am a tattoo artist. Just kidding. You're probably wondering why there's tattoos on the screen, though, aren't you? Now, here's the deal. As I'm sorry, the gentleman who introduced me, he said, I've been an entrepreneur since the 1st grade, literally. When the rest of the kids would run out to the playground to go play, I would find the nearest tree, sit down, and draw as many pictures as I could, so that on the next recess, I could sell them to the kids. Right? Pretty good. It was like a quarter a picture. And everybody in the 1st grade had it, right? It was pretty awesome. But here's the deal. I figured out really early on, it's funny how I understood scaling even back then, not really consciously knowing it. Because I would draw the pictures, they were MTV logos. I know it's copyright issues with all that now, but you know, I was in the 1st grade. But I was selling MTV logos. They were pretty sweet. And Cabbage Patch Kid pictures. How many of you relate? You're like, yeah, that's totally our era. So I figured out though, the kids would only buy 1 picture, maybe 2, and that was it. So I figured out that if I drew tattoos in these little stickers, that I could sell those repeatedly because they would only last a day, right? So a nickel, they would come back every day and get a new tattoo. Yeah, that's scaling the business, even at the 1st grade. And here's the deal, guys. I absolutely love entrepreneurs. I've met some of you here today. I haven't met all of you, but I know I love each and every one of you. And I know that I love you even before I've met you because you have guts. You started your business despite the odds. I actually get emotional when I say this every time. It doesn't matter how many times I say it. You've got guts. You've got guts that other people don't have. Would you agree? Right? Despite the odds that we have against us to succeed. You sacrifice everything. You put everything on the line to serve others, despite how hard it can be at times. And so our mission as a company is to help you succeed. And so I'm going to teach you today how we're going to do that. All right. So I am actually, this is where it gets tricky. I've got to do 2 clicks, so bear with me. I actually own 2 businesses. One is Your Marketing Coach, which is the one we're representing today, and I co-own a business called Pug Shop Design, which is a graphic design only business. It's a scalable business that we offer graphics to businesses because we realized there was a huge need for graphics for business owners today if you're doing social media marketing, blogging, things like that. So we created that business for that need. And I own that with my daughter, which is super exciting to be able to pass that entrepreneurial wand on. So as entrepreneurs, this is gonna be tough. As entrepreneurs, don't we start our business thinking, man, I wanna leave my job, maybe if you had one. I want freedom. I want flexibility. I want control, right? How many of you felt like this is the way entrepreneurship was gonna look for you? Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden, here you are, and right? Where your business owns you. Here you thought you were gonna own a business, but you realize your business actually owns you, right? Because you have all of these responsibilities, and there never just seems to be enough resources, enough time, enough energy to be able to get everything done that you need to get done. How many of you can relate to that? Yeah? All right. And here's the worst, to add to that dilemma, customer demand is at an all-time high. Not only do we have to answer the phone, we got to answer Facebook and Messenger, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Instagram, right? What? Text, email, Google, like everywhere you turn, you're having to service customers and the demand is increasing, right? This is a reality of small business today. And the dark side of entrepreneurship, I think we can all agree, is pretty dark. Yeah? It's pretty gloomy at times. But here's the thing, and it can defeat a lot of businesses, as we know. I mean, the statistic years ago was 95% of small businesses fail in the first 5 years. Today, it's increasing. I couldn't find an actual accurate statistic, but it's pretty alarming what's happening. And the worst part about it, right, is that nobody's talking about it. Small business is the backbone of America, of our economy. It's where jobs are created. The government doesn't create jobs. We do, right? And nobody's talking about us failing. What the heck? Fill in the blank. It was in 2006, the Small Business Administration actually posted an article about this. It was the first time in history where more small businesses failed or closed their doors than new ones opened. And nobody is alarmed, except for us. This is really interesting. All right, but I do believe that there is hope. And I'm going to share that hope with you today because despite all the obstacles that are up against us, we do have an opportunity to win and to succeed. And as I said, I believe that with the right guidance, small business will win again and we will continue to grow. We live in an economic time where there's more opportunity today to start a business than any other time in history. Yeah? We've got 13-year-olds running YouTube accounts. My youngest client was a 13-year-old running a YouTube account. He plays video games and people watch him to do it. And he makes money. Like when I was working with him, he was at 50 grand already. Yeah, it's insane. We have more opportunity today. The struggle is this though. Things are changing so rapidly, we can't keep up. Yep. You feel like that? Yep. I know a lot of business owners that I speak with. Like I said, we work with hundreds of business owners, and that's what they say to us. I don't even know where to start, Misty. There's so many things, and I hear so many different coaches and marketers telling me what to do and when to do it and how to do it, but I don't even know where to start. So that's what we're going to do today. We are on a mission. I don't know if you know this, but less than 5% of small business owners actually make $1 million a year. That's sad. Yep, less than 5%. So we are on a mission to meet our customers where they're at and to help them scale and grow their business to $1 million. That's our current mission, 20,000 small businesses. It's a big job, but I think we can do it. When I started my business 5.5 years ago, I came up with the business name Your Marketing Coach. And I was meeting with customers. Well, the first week that I launched the business, I had actually spoke at 2 different chamber events. And I was talking on the subject of Facebook marketing, how to use Facebook to scale and grow your business. And if you haven't listened to my webinar from a month ago, I'm telling you, it's good stuff. And I'm not just saying that because I want to, boost it, but I'm telling you, it's good stuff. I was able to grow 4 businesses in 5 years using the strategies I shared in that. And I launched the week I launched my business, I had 29 people who signed up for my coaching. And they would meet with me, And we would do a coaching strategy session. We would blueprint out what they were supposed to do for the next 30 days. And then they would come back 30 days from that time, and their head was kind of hanging, and they looked a little defeated. And I'm like, what happened? When we left, you were like gonna conquer the world, take on, all these challenges and overcome obstacles. And they're like, I love what you teach, but I don't know how to implement it. I love all the strategies, I love all the advice, but I don't know how to implement it. And that's when we made a decision that we were gonna switch from not only just coaching, but also implementation. Well, in my own business, here I have 29 clients that I'm working with. Fast forward 5 months later, I have 59 clients I'm working with one-to-one doing coaching. Here's the biggest problem. I actually sought out marketing automation, which is what my talk is going to be about today. How to automate and scale your business. I sought out marketing or automation because I had 59 clients that I was working with, and the struggle with trying to book the calls back and forth in emails. How many of you meet with clients? And the average, you're spending at least 5 emails back and forth. I'm available here. And by the time they respond back, you're already booked. Well, and then they say, well, I'm available here. And you're like, oh shoot, why? And 5 emails later, here you are. I swear, I was spending 40 hours a week just trying to book appointments with people. How ridiculous is that? And that's when I knew something had to change, right? I had enough time to meet with my clients. I didn't have time to spend 40 hours to book the appointments. That was ridiculous. So I knew I had to find a way. There had to be a better way, right? So imagine your business right now. Think about all the things that you spend your time on daily, doing the same repetitive tasks over and over and over again. How many of you have tasks like that are coming to mind right now? You're thinking, man, if I could automate that, my life would be great. That's what entrepreneurship should look like. That's what our morning should look like, shouldn't it? Get back to that freedom, flexibility, and control. Well, today, the system I'm going to share with you actually is going to give you superhuman powers. I really do believe this, because it has the ability to work even while you're sleeping. It has the ability to work even while you're on vacation. It works despite what's going on in your own life. That's amazing. Yeah? So it'll help you capture more leads. It'll help you make more money. It'll help you have more time. And it actually reduces your overhead. Believe it or not. Yeah, you're like, this is too good to be true. I am going to share with you the pitfalls that I would like to help you avoid. In working with hundreds of business owners, there's a lot of things that we see that commonly kind of trip business owners up, so I'm going to be sharing those along the way as well. And before you ask, the system I'm going to share with you, it does work for every business. Because I know as I'm presenting this, I want to remove that obstacle from your mind right now. Because a lot of business owners will say things like, yeah, but my business is different. Yeah, but you don't understand, right? So I'm here to say this does work for every business. These are just a handful of the businesses that we've actually worked with and found success with. Speakers, coaches, authors, service-related industries like dentists, chiropractors, all those different types of businesses. I could go on and on about the list, and actually I've been asked many times, even here, if they work, and they do. So the system I'm referencing is called the machine. And I'm going to walk you through every single step of the machine. So this is where notes are going to be taken, okay, guys? Every once in a while, just let me know you're still engaged with me. Look up, smile, and nod. Okay. Thank you. You guys are freaking amazing. You truly are. Because I'm going to give a lot of details here, all right? So this machine is going to help you capture leads. It'll never forget to follow up. It will always do its job, regardless of what's going on in your life, like I said. And that system, that machine that I'm referring to, is based off a process called life cycle marketing. How many of you have heard that term before? Awesome, there's a handful of people, that's awesome. Amazing. So basically what life cycle marketing is the process that businesses send prospects through in order from capturing a lead to converting the lead into a sale to creating happy, satisfied customers. That's the process. So this is a snapshot of what that process looks like. It's super simple. And I'm going to walk you through each step one by one. So the very first step in the process is that you have to create awareness for your business. Yes? Awareness is advertising. This is where you tell people that you're in business and what you have to offer. I know these seem basic and simple, guys, but here I'm going to show you the pitfalls that I see, and you can tell me whether or not this is something that affects you too. The second step in the process is where you capture the lead. And then once you capture the lead, you nurture the lead and the relationship with the lead to know, like, and trust you. Once they have enough know, like, and trust, then you convert them into a customer. Once they become a customer, you deliver your products or services, they're happy, they're delighted. Yes? Then they become an ambassador for your business. That's the goal. An ambassador is someone who can't help but to talk about you and your business because they've had such a great experience, they want to tell everybody that they meet. And then the last step in the process is where you ascend. That's taking that business owner or that person to the next level of what's the next thing that you want to work with them on in terms of your products or service. Is this common sense? Yeah. Okay, you're like, okay, this is not good so far. I promise, it gets better. I got to build up because we've got to be on the same wavelength. So when it comes to creating awareness for your business, this is where you're actually advertising. And there's a lot of different ways that you can advertise your business, right? We all know that coming to big events like this and networking is a great way to do that. Yes? Awesome. I know, I've already captured like 5 business cards of people I'm going to be doing business with at this event. And I mean, it just got started, right? So we've got Facebook advertising, we've got Google PPC, we've got radio, print, all these different ways that we can advertise our business. But here's the deal, guys. There's 2 primary mistakes that I see business owners make. And if you were honest with yourself, let me know if you think this might be a struggle for you. So the first challenge that they have is that they don't spend enough money on advertising their business. Okay? The Small Business Administration says that the average business owner should spend 6 to 8% of their gross earnings. So that means if you have a business that earns $100,000 a year, right? You should be spending $7,000 to $8,000 in advertising your business. I'm not going to poll the room, but ask yourself, are you spending that? Are you investing that in your business and your growth? This is the number 1 mistake. And in a moment here, I'm going to explain why I believe most business owners don't invest in their business. And it goes to this. How many of you, I could borrow Stacy's $100, yeah? How many of you, if I were to hold up a $100 bill right now and said, I will give you this $100 bill if you give me 25, how many would you do that? Yeah, everybody, right? You're just like, there's a few out there going, how many times can I do that? Yes? So, here's the deal. See, most businesses don't invest the $25 in their business to get back the 100 because they don't know the numbers of their business. They don't feel confident about making the investment to get back the return. Would you guys agree? Yes. Is that a struggle? Okay, so in a second here, I'm going to walk you through some numbers on how you can actually feel confident about making those decisions in your business. The number 2 pitfall, no, I'm not on Tinder, by the way, but the number 2 pitfall that I see most businesses make is that when they do advertise their business, they go for, will you marry me? What that means is that when they run the ads, they're running ads that says, buy my product, buy my product, buy my product. And the consumer's like, I don't even know who you are. I don't know what you do, and I don't even know if I like you yet. And so we're spending money trying to advertise saying, will you marry me? Will you marry me? And hoping that a few stick. This is a common mistake. I know you're probably sitting here going, well, that's confusing. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? I'll explain. So, right now, your customer has a remote control to your advertising, to your marketing, and to your messages. And what that means is that when you're out there spending all this time and energy sending out your message, if you're not adding value first, basically what you're doing is you're just asking them to marry you, to buy your product before they actually know who you are. And they have the remote control, so they can turn you on, they can turn you off, they could ignore you. I mean, think about it today. Even watching, how many of you have Hulu and Netflix, right? Yeah, and how many of you fast forward through the commercials? Hulu's now offering where you can upgrade your account for 20 extra bucks and eliminate all advertising. That's what's happening today, right? So, what you have to do in order to gain the attention of your prospect is to give something away in exchange for their name and email. That's where you capture the lead. How many of you have heard that before? Yes? How many of you are actually doing it? Okay, a little less. So it's probably about 10% of the room that's heard that, and a few less that are actually doing it. So what we found is that the most effective way to actually capture leads for your business is to give something away in exchange for their name and email. So 95% of the visitors that show up on your website actually aren't ready to buy. So if you don't have a way that you can actually capture the lead, all of that traffic that's coming to your website is lost. Because if they come there and they're not ready to buy, you're going to lose that prospect because they're going to leave because they have no way of engaging with you. So one of the things that I would recommend that you do is take a look at your current website, pull up the homepage of your site, and ask yourself, is there a way for the visitors that show up on my site to be able to engage with me and for me to capture the lead? Yes? Cool. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So here's a couple of businesses that we actually worked with just recently. This is a speaker who put together a 10-minute training program on how to overcome procrastination. Pretty simple. And a lot of people struggle with it. We launched her Facebook ad, and within 5 days, she captured 193 leads at $5 each. Something super simple that she knows that her target audience struggles with. She puts out there on Facebook, 10-minute training, 193 leads. Amazing results. And then this was a gym that we've been working with over the last few months. And in the first week that we actually launched their ad, we came up with the idea of, rather than just giving away the free course or the free workout, what we did is we gave them 1 week of unlimited workouts for $25. For 7 days, they were able to capture 123 leads for their business. And then we worked with a dentist recently, and we redid their website. And on the dentist site, one of the things that they do is they have to do an assessment on their people's teeth, their prospects' teeth, to determine whether or not they're a good prospect for their business. So what they did is they added an assessment to their website. Just click here to take a quick assessment. It takes the visitor less than 1 minute to do it. And in the first week, they captured 16 new leads and got 5 new customers. Simple little changes make all the difference in the world. Here's the point I want to make, guys. How many of you think that marketing's tricky? Marketing's hard. Marketing, have you thought those things before? We already know to do. Would you agree? Big difference. If you don't have a way to capture leads in your business, you can't win. The next step in life cycle marketing is where you're nurturing that relationship with that new lead that you just captured. And it's basically like going back to the Tinder, right? Is dating before you ask them to marry you, right? So you got to take them out on a few dates. How do you do that? Well, we all know that, and you may have heard this before, actually I shouldn't say we all know, but it takes 7 to 9 touches to actually get in touch with a prospect. So once you capture a lead, it takes 7 to 9 attempts. The challenge is that most salespeople only reach out 1 time before they give up. So here they are out networking, capturing cards, right? And they have no way to actually nurture that relationship and follow up. So what we recommend that you have is a campaign that actually sends out valuable information to that person so that you can engage with them, build your authority, and build that know, like, and trust factor. Does that make sense? Awesome. So 80% of sales requires at least 5 follow-up calls after they actually have a meeting with them to actually close the deal. So it takes 7 to 9 touches to actually get the call, and then 5 additional follow-ups after the meeting to close the deal. And the reason why most salespeople only follow up 1 time, and it's 44%, is because they run out of time, right? I mean, if you think about it as a small business owner, if one of the hats you wear in your business is sales, eventually you're just going to run out of time. You have too many prospects to be able to follow up with. So if you can automate that follow-up, you have a better chance of converting. Would you guys agree? Awesome. And it's kind of like this. I kind of hit this point home hard because this is a common pitfall that we see. Because truthfully, many business owners eventually find a way that they can capture the leads. But where they struggle the most is that they don't convert those leads into buyers because of the nurturing, that missing piece in their machine, if you will. So, it's kind of like farming. Yes? So farming, you know, as a farmer, you can go out and water each individual plant one by one. Or you can automate the marketing so that you can water the entire farm. So which one of these do you think is a better way to grow the business? Obviously. Yeah? All right.